When the husband sits with the men at the gate, yeah, I believe he's also working. It's not that the woman is the one. He's also working, but when he sits with the other men, he's respected. Why? Because of what the wife is doing. Investment. And what is an investment? You said she's bought a land. What do we define an investment in the investment world? We say that an investment, it is the commitment of financial resources, your money, to an asset. And what is an asset? An asset is anything that puts money back to your pocket. Maybe you have a business, it is an asset for you because it's generating for you a cash flow. So the time you put some more money into that business, it is able to pay you better. Maybe it's a land. That land you bought, you can sell at a higher price than you bought it. Maybe it's a government bonds that you bought. It is able to give you some returns, some coupons every 6 months. Maybe you have a money market fund. I'll be discussing this into details. At the end of the day, I'll not leave you empty, but I'll give you something to work on. Where do you start the investment journey? So it's maybe a money market fund that every month she gets some returns and is able to meet some goals, some financial goals. So we are saying an investment is a commitment of financial resources to an asset that is appreciating in value and with an unexpected return. You say it's a commitment of financial resources to an asset with an expected return. Anytime you are investing, you must think of a return. You are buying this land. What is the value are you expecting? You have an expectation for a given period of time at a certain level of risk. That is what we define an investment. Commitment of financial resources to an asset with an expected return for a given period of time at a specific level of risk. So then we introduce something we call risk. So when you are buying land, things can happen. You need to do due diligence. If you don't do due diligence, maybe you bought land which was marked for government something, that's a risk. You lose your money because you can't own government land. It will come. Maybe you didn't do your due diligence. You are told you can multiply your money here and you invested your money. And I know we have been there. My first loss that I made was in campus for when I got help. And my classmate was doing something we call, used to be called FX bullish. It was more of a forex. And he told me, I've invested, these are the dollars of money. He was earning like $2 a day, no, $3. I went and my helper had come and some money I had, I did double to earn more than him. Yeah? So that I can add like $6 a day, and I knew by January I was heading for an internship, so I'll just cash out my dollars and have something to sustain me during the internship. Wait until December 31st, the website disappeared. Yeah, my help money, what was supposed to take me through the internship is gone. You try call and that was the first school fees I paid to the investment, and it helped me to know the risk. And I am a student of finance, investment, and all that, but I lost that money. But it told me there's a risk. And I know you at your personal level, you have a history somewhere. Something came looking good, looking promising. You invested your money. The end of the day, you found yourself you don't have money. So when you think of investment, think of risk. And you cannot eliminate risk, but you can reduce risk. So you just need to do your diligence and know, here, how much can I lose? What is the governance on this investment that I'm putting my money in? Sorry, I'm going too fast. I'm going deeper into the discussion, but I'll get there. So we are from this Bible verse, Proverbs that one woman. The aspect of flourishing financially. We are seeing it. Working hard, paying herself some earnings, some savings, and investing that money by buying land, by buying other asset classes that are giving her some money. Then we go to another Bible verse, Matthew 25. 14 to 30. Matthew 25, let's see. No, it's very wrong. It's a bit wrong, but can get someone can read fast until you get the that servant. It's about the servant. It's a master who was going for a journey and called someone to read for us. If you can read for us, please.
Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, and to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. Verse 17, and likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strewed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strewed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received my own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
And the same God sees you. God knows the ability he has given you. God knows the opportunities he has given you. The abilities that you have to generate wealth. And he has entrusted you for that. So there is that aspect of the preaching, and I'm not a preacher, but let's take some aspect on matters of finance from here, that the master was going for a journey. Yeah, it's a kingdom of God likened to that. Then let's get from that example, what did the master expect from these people? Everyone was given talents, or let me see it as a money. It's like he came, he said, you have known your capability, I'll give you 5,000. The other one, 2,000, and another one, 1,000. And then they went. The one who had 5,000 went and invested that money. It was double. By the time the master came, that money was double. So we are called for stewardship. We are stewards for what God has given you. We are stewards. You ought to take care of money. You ought to take care of your assets, what you have. God has entrusted you for that money, for growth, and not just to have it, not just to keep it, but to multiply it. Yeah? Stewardship comes in, and also accountability. A time will come, you'll account for what God has given you, even in your money. Where is your money going? What are the work that you do with your money? Accountability. God expects to see something on the accountability. And then what happened to the second? The first one went and multiplied. The second one, then we have this rich servant who was, I know even he was rude to the master. I know you are a hard man who wants where you have not sold. And what I did, I went and kept your money somewhere. And here it is as you give it to me. Definitely, as he was giving the money back, that money was not the same as it was when he was given by the master. That money had reduced in terms of purchasing power because of what we call inflation. There was inflation even then. So inflation means what? The purchasing power of your money, it is no longer the same. If you go back when you were in high school, different times, you remember how much we were buying bread? I'm not sijazeeka sana, but I can go back and see I bought it around 19 shillings somewhere there, 17, I think 17 something. And kuna wale watasema I bought it at maybe 5 shillings, some 3, No, so you go back there, you can remember what has happened. The grams for the bread have not increased. In fact, it has reduced. Right now, I understand it's between almost 60 there, 55, 65 there. The same grams, but the price has gone up. That is inflation. The cost, the quantity has not changed, but the pricing has increased. So what does that mean with your money? Your money has reduced in value. The day you hear inflation is at 8.5% or 8%, what does that mean to your money? In every 100 shillings you have lost 8.5 shillings from your 100. Your money can only, the purchasing power of your money is about 91.5. That's a simple math when you hear inflation. That's what it means. So you can't work like the last servant who went and kept the money, and now he is returning the money to the master. And actually the master told him what? You ought to have taken this money to the exchange or to the banks. My NIV says banks. You ought to have taken this money even to the banks, earn some interest, and return that money with an interest. So what does that tell you? God has entrusted you. You ought not to keep your money idle. Your money needs to be somewhere growing. We said of our Proverbs that one woman, she has some earnings, some savings. She goes out there and sees a part of a field or land and does an investment there. Invest that money for growth. So the aspect we are seeing here, there is a growth and multiplying. Whatever God has entrusted you, you need to grow that money. You need to multiply that money. Yeah? The other thing is, he ought to have invested and earned some interest. And the rule is, whoever has more will be added. You are welcome into the kingdom. What do you mean? Flourish. You welcome to the kingdom and you are given more and more. Whoever had the little, it was taken away and given to the one who showed some accountability and stewardship. So when we talk about wealth, sometimes wealth seems to be of specific people or for some certain people who are endowed in different ways, or we try to have that mentality. But I come to tell you today, everybody, you can become wealthy. Spiritually, emotionally, and also flourish financially. And it's not, when we used to think of investment in our days, and also those who have been there before and all that, we all maybe thought of people like the late Dr. Chris Kirubi, Monga, Jim Nambaro, who else? This guy, Mwangi wa Equity, specific people. We all think these are the guys who have invested, but do you know you can become an investor with the little you have? And I'll talk about something we call wealth creation. Yeah. So wealth creation, what I want to say is, wealth creation has proven to be an art of stewardship rather than the art of making money. Stewardship, that is what I'm bringing. Wealth creation, everybody can make money, and you make money in your own ways. But wealth creation, it is a stewardship. What remains when you've gotten the money, what do you see? That is what we call stewardship. People make money. I've interacted with the people who have made money. I can tell you that. I've seen people who have made money. And people at the same time who didn't do the stewardship part of it, you come at point of interacting with them, you're trying to help them structure and get out of debts. Then you wonder what is happening. One of the example, don't go into the details, but one of the examples is someone earning around a net of over 500,000 and doing well, not many responsibilities, And what happened? This time, when he came to us and when we were interacting, that person was even taking some sleeping pills to be able to sleep because of the stress. Why? The auctioneers were knocking his door. And another one example, a family, buy the assets, take a loan from the bank. The loan is available. As long as you have a good pay slip, the bank will always approach you. Maybe you have a bankers here, we know how we do it. The bank is there. It will give you the facility. So debt comes into place. Good debts, bad debts. And mostly if you try to check this, it comes from the lifestyle. People subscribing to a law of money. We call it the law of money. We call it the law of money. You have enough money. Even today, one of the cases, I take you back, was one of the clients. That time he was with a multinational company, earning some good money, over 500,000. He got incorporated in the Vision 2030, the time of Kibaki. His income went up to almost 900. What did this man do? The family and all that, leaving the side of Donholm. The first thing was relocate. Relocate from Donholm to all the way to Kileleshwa. From rent of 25 to 70s, 80s there. The other thing is, he realized when you're moving from this side, you can't move with the furniture on that end to the other. So what do? Import. Not just buy locally. Import furnitures. So, import, the payslip is able to support that. You have a good payslip. And those are the things we do. My payslip is able to afford this. But you know what? You're consuming in credit, in advance. So, the next thing is import. The next thing he does, the car driving a premium, it is not good to be parked at KICC now. What? Import a German machine. Import a machine from a premium to a Mercedes. The payslip is able to do that. By the time we were meeting this man, he's so stressed, not even able to take care of school fees. But what happened in the between? He had a good income, everything looking on well, but debt. There is what we call the law of money. The law of money. The law of money, what does it say? As long as your income is increasing, you will always increase your expenses to meet the new level of income. As long as your income is increasing, your expenses will always rise to meet the new level of income. At that point, you're not even considering investment. It is about things with money talks. Money will always talk to you. And you can remember the last time you made that decision to upgrade something, or what happened? You had some money and that money told you what? You can afford this. You walk to a mall, when you are paid, before you touch that money, everything is very affordable in that mall. The time you go and inspect this TV is going for how much? 300,000. I think I can have this. Why? You don't have a budget. So I'm taking you to the budgeting part of it. So this is the law of money. We spend everything with these expenses. So you need to know how do you counter the law of money. And we spend including what we have and what we don't have. Sometimes you even borrow. Last time when you borrowed, what was the need? Personal level, just chunguze. When you borrowed last time, what was the emergency? What was that emergency? Is it something that you could have sorted it in a way without getting into debts? Last time you were in debts, was it a debt for investment or for consumable? We've seen the proverb that one woman, savings, considers a field of land somewhere, buys it and invests. Did you invest the money? Can you see the value of your salary? one of the time that makes us realize how rich we are is the time we are filing returns, KRA. When you're filing your tax, that P9, you look at it and you're like, guy, is this my money? Like, this is me who have all this money. You look at the numbers there and you're like, no, this money may be. And this is 30%. The KRA took that percent, so meaning you had 70%. So then you ask, where is the value? Where is this? So today what we are discussing is, from that money, yes, the taxman took the part of it, the remaining part of it, did you pay yourself? Did you pay yourself? What can you look back and say, I've worked for the last 10 years or 20 years, but have I paid myself? So we go to the second slide here. This one we call it income versus age graph. As you start from between here, when you are born, to 25 years here, you are dependent. Actually, you're working with 25. 25, you're working. You're doing some work and all that. You are dependent. You're doing, between here to this point, you're doing your university. You're depending on your parents, your guardian. Between this phase here to this 55, 60 here, it is what we call accumulation phase. And this is the most important phase of your life. The rest are also important, but whatever you do here will determine the quality of life.